It was a win-win-win. I made money. They had a great class. I learned stuff. It was awesome. What up, world? Gibby here. I want to help you make changes in your life today. If you are 24, 25, 26, even 30 years old, it is not too late to start saving for your future. I watch all these different YouTube channels and all these different videos about what I would have done as a teenager, what I would have done when I was 20, what I would have done, etc., etc., etc. But I want to give advice of what you can do today, no matter what your age is, to set yourself up nicely for the future. My first recommendation is to create a budget. If you've seen my other video of how I created a budget for a vacation, you can go ahead and check it out in the description. However, I also want to talk about just in general, what you should do is look at your finances, see what you are doing and how you can make your financial situation better. The number one rule I have is this: always spend less than what you make. It sounds like something that's obvious, something that's very basic idea, but so many people don't do this. They get themselves in debt. They, get credit cards. They get a mortgage that's way too high above their heads, and they do it in hopes that they're going to make more money later. They're going to get a promotion. They're going to change jobs, whatever it is. It's always in hopes that things are going to get better later. The problem with that is with interest rates and with just the way life goes sometimes, there's not always that guarantee that that's going to happen. Something my wife and I have done is, ever since we got married, was decided we were always going to end up saving money at the end of the month. And if that meant we had to cut down costs on our food, whatever it was, we were willing to do that. Now, as college students, that meant we had to live in a really modest apartment. We hardly ever went out to do anything that was super fun. We had a lot of movie nights at home, which was great. We did a lot of, still continue to date and do some really fun things as a couple. But as far as those nice elaborate vacations or going out to nice restaurants, it just wasn't really part of our lives. And it was because we wanted to make sure we were saving money. Now, obviously, there were some months that we did end up spending more than what we made. There was something came up with the car. There was something that came up with our jobs. Whatever it was, we were able to make those adjustments and be okay because we do the Dave Ramsey cash envelope system, which you can also check out in the description. It's how I budget my life so that we're able to have a nice balance of dating, personal money, clothing money, as well as paying off the necessities of life. So check it out if you want to. And I'll answer the questions there. But as far as this video goes, I'm not going to get into that. I just wanted to sort of point out that we've always, for the most part, saved money at the end of the month as opposed to having to pay off credit cards or having to pay off debt. The second thing that I think can be extremely beneficial, no matter what stage of life you're in, is to get some investments, whatever that is. It can be in property, it can be in stocks, it can be in mutual funds, whatever you want to put your money aside into. Have something that's going to be gaining interest, because if you put your money underneath the mattress or if you put it into a bank, inflation naturally is going to make your money less valuable, especially with the rise and fall of the economy that is so unpredictable. If you don't have interest that's actually making your money more valuable, or at least keeping it to go with inflation, you're going to end up losing money. I was looking at the cost of living, even just 10 years ago, I was looking at homes in my area. They were going for $120,000, $130,000. They're now selling for $200,000. Houses are going crazy expensive right now. And if I had put money aside back then and just put it under a mattress and said, okay, $130,000, I never have had that much, but I'm just saying this for an example. If I had $130,000 and put it under a mattress, said, you know what, I'm going to hold on to this, and then in 10 years, I'm going to buy a house. If I were to pull that money out today, I couldn't buy the house I want. I couldn't even get close. Granted, even with a nice interest, I wouldn't have $200,000 on the $130,000, but I would at least have some gain to where it would be a lot more valuable than $130,000. The third thing is a little bit different. You're not going to find those other YouTubers, and that's what makes me different. I just tell you how it is. I'm just upfront and honest with you. Go and splurge. Now remember, you have to keep rule number one. You have to live within your means and not spend more than what you have. But go on a vacation. Go enjoy something really nice. Just once a year, twice a year, whatever it is. Because what that's going to do is it's going to get it out of your system. I have found in the years that I don't go on vacation, I end up buying more items that I don't need, such as a TV, a new bike, all this games for my Xbox, all these different things that add up that I don't actually need. But because I haven't gone out and actually splurged, gotten that one item that I truly wanted, I end up spending more money anyways, and not having the item I wanted. So that's why my wife and I, we make a point to go on vacation every single year. We make a point to do something big every single year so that we have something to look forward to, as well as something to sort of tie us over between vacations or whatever that item is that we're wanting to have. The thing is, most YouTubers won't tell you this because it goes against the laws of smart economics. If you spend $1,000 on a vacation, that's a really cheap vacation, let's say $2,000 on vacation, then that's $2,000 that could later become $6,000 had you invested it. But in my mind, creating memories, creating those special moments, and just getting that out of your system are going to pay off in the long run, because you're not going to be buying all these other items throughout the year just to sort of kind of tie you over. A big vacation is going to tie you over for a year, whereas these tiny little things that, the brand new TV or a brand new bike, whatever it is, isn't going to tie you over more than maybe a month or two. So you might actually end up spending more. And if you don't, you're just not going to be as happy. The fourth area is small but very significant. Watch your subscriptions. What are you subscribed to? What are you paying every single month that you aren't using? If you think about just TV, for example, you have Apple TV, you've got Disney Plus, Netflix, YouTube TV, any other streaming services you have, NBA League Pass, NFL season ticket, whatever you've got, it might be costing you over $100 a month just to watch TV. Is that really worth it to you? And if not, what can you cut out? For example, if you're not watching Netflix right now because you're on Disney Plus, cancel Netflix. Come back to it in 6 months. There's going to be new content. It's going to be a lot more interesting. Same thing, vice versa. Just switch between Netflix and Disney Plus. Are you really watching Apple TV? Yes or no? Are you really watching Hulu? Are you even watching TV, or are you just streaming but you're still paying for cable? All these different scenarios are going to end up saving you money if you decide, okay, what am I actually using? What am I not using? What can I give up for the next 6 months or so and then come back to it? This also goes into other subscriptions. So many people subscribe to just these little $5 a month things that they never use. You might have 4 or 5 different music platforms that you're paying for, but you only use one of them. If you're spending $15 a month on music subscriptions that you aren't even using, over a year, that's going to be $190. $190 is pretty significant. I understand that, you think, okay, that's not this huge thing. $190 over 10 years is $1,900 on services you're not using. And you could have even more than 3. I'm just saying there are so many subscriptions out there that we just forget about, that we just kind of throw $5 a month at, that we don't think about at all. It's $60 a year for every $5 that you don't spend, that you're not using. So make sure to watch out for the subscriptions. Number 5 is to find passive income, or at least find a secondary income. For me, there's a few things. I'm working on my YouTube channel. Hopefully, eventually, that's going to pay me at least a little bit. My second thing is I do OutSchool. If you want to check out my OutSchool videos, check out the links at the end of this video. I honestly make over $100 per hour on OutSchool, and I teach 2 or 3 hours a day. There have been times where I've brought in over $1,000 every single week, $2,000 in over 2 weeks, just teaching a couple hours a day on OutSchool on topics that I want to teach about. In fact, just right now, I just got done teaching a class on Shiba Inus, which is a Japanese dog. It was the most random class in the world, but I teach an animal class, and one of my students wanted to learn about that. So we learned about it. It was super fun, and I made $45 from it. It was a 30-minute class, $45. I learned about a dog I didn't know about. The kids enjoyed the class. It was a win-win-win. I made money. They had a great class. I learned stuff. It was awesome. Find something that works for you. I don't recommend doing the surveys. I don't recommend doing all these get-rich-quick things that you find on YouTube. I will say OutSchool is legit. It's a great company, and I've made so much money on it. So I would check that one out. But you go ahead and find whatever that extra income is for you, and then use that income on things to help for your future. Invest in yourself. Invest in vacations. Create memories. Pay off any debts that you have. Put away an emergency fund. Anything that's not your normal budget can come from that secondary income, and it's going to be extremely beneficial to you. So I hope these 5 things have been helpful in helping you create a plan for your near future, whether you're in your 20s, in your 30s, 40s, wherever you are in life. I hope this is super beneficial to you. And it's not just one of those, what I would have done when I was 15, because odds are, if you're watching this, you probably aren't 15. If you are 15, get started with this today. You will be in a great spot in the near future. And I promise you, All these different tips have been helpful to me, and so take them for what they're worth. Apply it to your lives, make any adjustments that you need. But again, it's been super helpful to me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. It helps me so much to be able to reach out, create more content, and to help other people to achieve their goals and dreams. And I hope to see you guys again soon.